the most powerful predictor revealed. After analyzing thousands of participants across 15 years of data, researchers discovered something that surprised everyone studying sexual satisfaction after age 65. The most powerful predictors weren't what anyone expected. According to the German study, emotional intimacy, rural living status, and self-rated health predicted satisfaction more strongly than factors like relationship duration, financial security, or even physical health measurements. These findings challenge everything most people assume about sexuality and aging. This discovery reveals that maintaining sexual satisfaction requires a fundamentally different approach than most people imagine. We typically think that preserving sexual wellness means fighting against age-related changes or maintaining established routines. The research reveals the opposite. Adults who prioritize emotional connection and maintain willingness to seek help and adjust sexual practices achieve significantly better outcomes than those who resist change or avoid addressing sexual concerns. The data shows that couples who develop strong emotional intimacy report satisfaction scores substantially higher than couples who focus primarily on physical aspects of sexuality. This difference proves larger than the impact of most medical interventions or lifestyle changes. Adults who scored highest on emotional connection measures maintained sexual satisfaction levels that remained stable or even improved over time, while those with weaker emotional bonds experienced steady declines in satisfaction as they aged. Emotional intimacy in sexual relationships encompasses multiple dimensions that researchers documented through detailed surveys and interviews. Couples with strong emotional intimacy communicate openly about their sexual needs, concerns, and desires. They maintain physical affection beyond sexual activity, including cuddling, kissing, and touching throughout their daily interactions. They also demonstrate empathy and understanding when discussing sexual changes or challenges that arise with aging. These couples treat sexual intimacy as an expression of their emotional connection rather than a separate physical activity. The psychological mechanisms behind emotional intimacy's power make sense when you understand how emotional disconnection affects sexual satisfaction. Adults who lack emotional intimacy with their partners often experience increased anxiety and self-consciousness during sexual activity. They may avoid discussing sexual concerns or changes, leading to misunderstandings and unmet needs. This avoidance creates cycles where reduced communication leads to further emotional distance that makes sexual satisfaction even more difficult to achieve. Adults who prioritize emotional connection approach sexual challenges as shared experiences rather than individual problems. When they encounter erectile dysfunction, vaginal dryness, or reduced sensitivity, they discuss these changes openly and work together to find solutions. This collaborative approach leads to better outcomes because it encourages experimentation, mutual support, and seeking help when needed. Emotionally connected adults are more likely to discuss sexual concerns with healthcare providers and to support each other through treatment processes. The Swell study findings demonstrate how prioritizing sexual health predicts satisfaction outcomes across all age groups. Adults who actively manage their sexual wellness through regular healthcare visits, open communication with partners, and willingness to address sexual concerns maintain higher satisfaction levels than those who ignore sexual health issues. This proactive approach reflects the adaptability that characterizes the most sexually satisfied older adults, their willingness to seek help and adjust sexual practices as circumstances change. Rural living status emerged as an unexpected predictor of sexual satisfaction that researchers are still working to understand fully. Adults living in rural areas report higher sexual satisfaction scores than urban dwellers, possibly due to stronger community connections, reduced stress levels, or different lifestyle patterns. Rural adults may also have different expectations about aging and sexuality that contribute to higher satisfaction levels. This finding highlights how environmental and cultural factors influence sexual wellness in ways that previous research hadn't fully explored. self-rated health proves more predictive of sexual satisfaction than objective health measurements, revealing the importance of perception and attitude in sexual wellness. Adults who view their health positively maintain higher sexual satisfaction even when they have chronic conditions or physical limitations. This finding suggests that how people think about their health affects their sexual experiences more than their actual medical diagnoses. Adults who maintain optimistic attitudes about their health despite age-related changes position themselves for better sexual outcomes. The interaction between these predictive factors creates even stronger effects on sexual satisfaction. Adults who maintain strong emotional intimacy while also prioritizing their sexual health achieve the highest satisfaction scores in the research. Their emotional connection provides a foundation for addressing sexual challenges together, while their proactive health management gives them more options for maintaining sexual function. Similarly, adults who combine positive health attitudes with willingness to adapt their sexual practices report satisfaction levels that exceed what either factor produces alone. The connection between emotional intimacy and health management creates particularly powerful effects on sexual outcomes. Emotionally connected couples are more likely to support each other through medical treatments for sexual health concerns. They're also more likely to make lifestyle changes together that might improve sexual function, such as exercise programs, stress management techniques, or dietary modifications. This mutual support enhances both their health outcomes and their sexual satisfaction. Professional support can help adults develop the emotional intimacy and health prioritization skills that predict sexual satisfaction. Couples therapy, sex therapy, and healthcare consultations provide opportunities to strengthen emotional connections and address sexual health concerns. Support groups for older adults dealing with sexual changes also offer chances to learn from others who have successfully maintained sexual satisfaction through aging. The research demonstrates that these predictive factors can be developed and strengthened at any age, providing hope for adults who worry about their sexual future. Developing emotional intimacy starts with improving communication skills and creating regular opportunities for meaningful connection with partners. Prioritizing sexual health involves taking a proactive approach to addressing sexual concerns and maintaining overall wellness. These skills and attitudes can be learned and practiced regardless of current age or circumstances. These findings provide a clear foundation for understanding what supports sexual wellness throughout aging. But knowing what predicts satisfaction is only the beginning. The real question becomes how to translate this research into practical
action
steps
plan
that anyone can start implementing
sexual
today.
wellness.
The research findings point towards specific actions that anyone can take to maintain sexual wellness throughout their later years. Based on the German study data, 3 modifiable factors explain nearly half of the variation in sexual satisfaction after 65: emotional intimacy with partners, self-rated health status, and maintaining social contacts. These predictors offer a clear framework for building sexual wellness that extends well beyond your intimate relationships. Emotional intimacy emerges as the most powerful factor you can influence directly. This involves developing communication skills that allow you to discuss sexual needs, concerns, and changes openly with your partner. Emotional intimacy means maintaining physical affection beyond sexual activity through daily touching, cuddling, and kissing. It requires demonstrating empathy and understanding when discussing sexual challenges that arise with aging. Couples with strong emotional connections treat sexual intimacy as an expression of their relationship rather than a separate physical activity. Building emotional intimacy starts with improving how you communicate about sensitive topics. Choose times when both you and your partner are relaxed and not dealing with other stressors. Start conversations about sexual wellness by framing them as opportunities to strengthen your relationship rather than focusing on problems or deficits. Use phrases like, "I want us to maintain our connection as we get older," instead of highlighting specific concerns or limitations. Practice listening to your partner's needs without becoming defensive and expressing your own needs without blame or criticism. Self-rated health status proves more predictive of sexual satisfaction than objective medical measurements, revealing how your attitude toward your health affects your sexual experiences. Adults who view their health positively maintain higher sexual satisfaction even when they have chronic conditions or physical limitations. This finding suggests that how you think about your health matters more than your actual medical diagnoses for sexual wellness outcomes. Maintaining a positive health perspective requires active partnership with healthcare providers rather than passive acceptance of declining function. Address chronic conditions like diabetes and hypertension that can damage blood vessels essential for sexual function. Work with your doctor to optimize blood sugar control and discuss blood pressure medications that cause fewer sexual side effects. Many newer medications provide effective treatment with less impact on sexual function, but you need to advocate for yourself to find the best options. Regular exercise provides one of the most effective interventions for maintaining sexual satisfaction as you age. Physical activity improves cardiovascular health, which controls blood flow to genital areas during sexual arousal. Exercise also enhances mood, increases energy levels, and improves body confidence, all factors that contribute to sexual satisfaction. Adults who maintain consistent exercise routines report dramatically higher sexual satisfaction scores compared to sedentary peers. The type of exercise matters less than consistency and finding activities you enjoy enough to maintain long-term. Walking, swimming, cycling, strength training, or yoga all provide similar benefits for sexual wellness. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, which can be broken into shorter sessions that fit your schedule and physical capabilities. Social contacts represent the third major predictor of sexual satisfaction that you can actively influence. The German study found that the number of close relationships correlates directly with satisfaction scores, highlighting how friendships and community connections support sexual wellness. Adults with robust social networks experience significantly higher sexual satisfaction than socially isolated individuals, even when controlling for relationship status and physical health. Building and maintaining social connections requires intentional effort that becomes more important with age. Maintain regular contact with at least 3 close friends outside your romantic relationship. These friendships provide emotional support that reduces stress and anxiety, factors that directly interfere with sexual function. Friends also serve as confidants for discussing concerns about aging and health changes, helping you process these concerns rather than letting them create anxiety about sexual performance. Community involvement provides additional benefits for sexual wellness beyond individual friendships. Adults who participate regularly in volunteer work, religious services, hobby groups, or exercise classes maintain sexual satisfaction levels similar to adults 10 years younger. Choose activities that align with your interests and values, focusing on consistency rather than the specific type of involvement. Regular community participation reduces isolation, provides purpose, and creates positive social experiences that enhance overall well-being. Mental health factors require proactive attention because depression and anxiety significantly impact sexual satisfaction. If you experience persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, or excessive worry, seek professional help promptly. Depression affects sexual satisfaction through multiple pathways, reducing your ability to experience physical pleasure and creating negative thought patterns that interfere with intimate connection. Treating depression often produces improvements in sexual satisfaction even when sexual activity frequency remains unchanged. Stress management becomes increasingly important as you age because chronic stress suppresses hormone production and interferes with sexual function. Develop regular stress reduction practices that work for your lifestyle, such as meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, or spending time in nature. Even brief daily stress reduction practices can make meaningful differences in your overall well-being and sexual satisfaction. Starting conversations about sexual health with healthcare providers requires preparation and direct communication. Only a small percentage of older adults discuss sexual issues with their physicians, which means you'll likely need to initiate these conversations. Prepare specific questions about how your health conditions or medications might affect sexual function. Ask about treatment options if you're experiencing sexual problems. Remember that sexual health deserves the same medical attention as other health concerns. Professional support becomes valuable when you need help developing communication skills or addressing specific sexual health concerns. Sex therapists specialize in helping adults adapt to sexual changes throughout their lives. Counselors can help with relationship skills and stress management strategies. Healthcare providers can address medical factors that affect sexual function and recommend appropriate treatments. These research-backed strategies provide a foundation for maintaining sexual wellness regardless of your current age or circumstances. The German study findings demonstrate that sexual satisfaction after 65 depends largely on factors within your control rather than inevitable consequences of aging. Taking action on these findings requires focusing on the research-backed predictors that matter most for sexual wellness after 65. The data clearly identifies 4 key areas where your efforts will have the greatest impact: emotional connection with your partner, maintaining positive health status, building social contacts, and managing mental wellness. These factors work together to support sexual satisfaction that remains meaningful and fulfilling throughout your later years. While sexual satisfaction may naturally decline with age, the research proves you can maximize and maintain what you experience through deliberate action. Start implementing these evidence-based strategies regardless of your current age. Prioritize cardiovascular health, develop communication skills with your partner, cultivate strong friendships, and address mental health concerns promptly.